and gentlemen, I want you to listen to me like your future depends on it, because it does. You're here right now, breathing, living, standing at the edge of your greatness. And you've got to make a decision. Will you fight for your dream, or will you settle for less than what you're capable of becoming? Because let me tell you something. You've got to be hungry. I'm not talking about the kind of hunger that fades when you eat a sandwich. I'm talking about that fire in your belly, can't sleep at night, can't stop thinking about it, fight for it even when it hurts kind of hunger. That deep, gnawing, aching desire that says, I will not be denied. I was born for something greater. Let me ask you something. What do you want? Not what you think you can get, not what someone else told you is possible. What do you want? What's burning inside of you? Is it to build a business? To change your family's legacy? To live free on your own terms? Then I'm here to tell you, you can have it. But you've got to be hungry, because the road to your dream isn't paved with comfort. It's paved with sweat, sacrifice, setbacks, and silent nights when nobody sees you working. When your friends are out partying, you're grinding. When others are sleeping, you're studying. When they quit, you're just getting started. Why? Because you got to be hungry. Let me tell you something personal. There was a time when I had nothing, no money, no support, no credentials. People looked at me and saw average, but I knew something they didn't know. I had a fire inside. I had a dream that was bigger than my excuses. I had hunger, and hunger will make you do things you never thought you could do. Hunger will wake you up early and keep you up late. Hunger will make you knock on doors that slam in your face and come back again tomorrow. I want you to hear this. Your hunger is your weapon. The people who succeed, they're not always the smartest. They're not always the most talented, but they are hungry. They refuse to quit. They refuse to give up. They keep showing up. They fall down 7 times, but they get up 8. They understand that pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. You think you're too old? You're not. You think you're too young? You're not. You think you've made too many mistakes? Let me tell you something. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Don't you dare count yourself out. The world is full of people who gave up on their dreams. Don't you dare become one of them. Your dream is not a joke. Your gift is not an accident. Your life is not a mistake. If you've got breath in your body, you've got purpose. You've got work to do. You've got lives to impact. You've got a story to write. But you can't do it halfway. You can't be lukewarm. You've got to get all in. You've got to be relentless. You've got to wake up every day and say to yourself, I will not stop until my dream becomes my reality. I will not stop until I make my mama proud. I will not stop until I build something that lasts. You got to be hungry. Hungry people don't make excuses. They make adjustments. Hungry people don't complain. They grind. Hungry people don't look for permission. They take action. Hungry people don't wait for the perfect moment. They move with what they've got right where they are. Let me tell you something. You're stronger than your circumstances. You're greater than your fear. And you are capable of more than you ever imagined. But potential means nothing if you don't use it. It's not enough to want it. You've got to work for it. You've got to get up when it's hard. You've got to push through when it hurts. You've got to silence the voices of doubt and fear and tell yourself, I was made for more. I will not settle. I will not stop. I got to be hungry. Because when you're hungry, people feel your energy. They feel your fire. They feel your purpose. Doors open. Opportunities come. Not because you're lucky, but because you were ready. Because you stayed in the fight. Because you refused to be average. You've got one life. Don't waste it being comfortable. Don't waste it trying to fit in. Don't waste it settling for what's easy. Live your life full and die empty. Pour it all out. Give it everything you got so that one day when you look back, you don't say, I wish I had, but instead you say, I'm glad I did. So here's my challenge to you. Get up, get out, get moving. Do what you said you were going to do. Be who you were meant to be. Chase your dream like your life depends on it, because it does. And when life hits you, and it will, don't you dare run away. You look life dead in the eye and you say, you hit like that? I've taken harder punches. I'm still standing. I'm still here. And I'm still hungry. That's the difference maker. That's the fire. That's the force that separates the average from the extraordinary, the successful from the forgettable. When you're hungry, you see things differently. You walk with purpose. You don't wait for opportunities. You create them. Hunger gives you tunnel vision. It sharpens your focus. It gives you a reason to keep going when everyone else is giving up. It gives you fuel when you're tired, when the tank is empty, when the world tells you no. Hunger doesn't take no for an answer. Hungry people don't hit the snooze button. Hungry people wake up with something burning in their chest. They know what's at stake. They know they weren't put on this earth just to exist. They're not here to just clock in and clock out, to live for the weekend, to survive. They're here to leave a mark. They're here to turn their pain into power, their struggle into strength, and their story into something that inspires. When you're hungry, rejection doesn't stop you. Failure doesn't break you. Delay doesn't destroy your faith. You just keep coming. You knock on the door again, you try again, you fall and you rise. Because there's something in you that won't let you quit. There's something in you that refuses to settle. That hunger makes you uncomfortable with mediocrity. It makes you allergic to excuses. It makes you allergic to maybe, someday, and you don't want to almost make it. You don't want to kind of succeed. You want it all. You want to taste it, touch it, live it. Hunger forces you to grow. It makes you stretch beyond your comfort zone. It makes you read the books, study the craft, put in the hours. You stop waiting for inspiration and you start taking action. You start doing what needs to be done, not what feels easy or safe. You train when no one is watching. You prepare when no one is clapping. You keep moving when no one believes, because deep down you believe. That's hunger. It's not about height. It's about heart. It doesn't matter where you came from. Hunger doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care about your degree, your bank account, or your last name. Hunger is the great equalizer. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the most educated. But if you're the hungriest, you become unstoppable. Because hungry people don't stop at the first sign of resistance. They don't run from struggle. They run into it. They know pressure is part of the process. They know diamonds don't form without heat. So they welcome it. They embrace the grind. They lean into the hard things because they know that's where the growth is. People will doubt you. They'll laugh at you. They'll question your vision. But hunger makes you deaf to the noise. It makes you immune to opinions because you're not chasing approval. You're chasing destiny. And when you're hungry, your actions speak so loud, you don't need to explain. Your results will talk. Your grind will talk. Your consistency will talk. You'll rise, not because someone gave you a chance, but because you refused to be denied. You got to be hungry for the life you know you were meant to live. Hungry to break the cycle. Hungry to change your family story. Hungry to make your name mean something. Hungry enough to sacrifice now so you can celebrate later. Hungry enough to face your fears. Hungry enough to move even when you're afraid. Because when you're truly hungry, comfort becomes the enemy. and you don't need motivation anymore. Discipline takes over. Hunger drives you. Hunger disciplines you. Hunger humbles you and lifts you at the same time. Hunger puts purpose in your steps. Hunger gives you that edge, that energy, that unstoppable spirit. It's not a fantasy, not a random thought that came and went. It's not something small or silly. It's a calling. It's a fire that was planted inside you for a reason. Your dream is personal. It's powerful. It's sacred. And the worst thing you can do is treat it like it doesn't matter. Because when you treat your dream like a joke, the world will treat it the same way. When you take it lightly, you give others permission to ignore it too. But when you stand up for it, when you fight for it, when you protect it with your life, you send a message to yourself, to the world, to the universe, that you are serious, that you are committed, and that you will not be moved. Your dream didn't come to everyone. It came to you. And that alone makes it valuable. That makes it worthy of respect. The fact that you can see it in your mind means it exists in possibility. And anything that exists in possibility can be pulled into reality with enough effort, focus, sacrifice, and time. So many people walk around with dreams they've buried under excuses. They buried them under fear. They buried them under opinions and judgment and rejection. But your dream doesn't die. It waits. It waits for you to wake up. It waits for you to believe again. It waits for you to stop laughing it off and start showing up for it. There will always be people who don't get it, people who minimize it, people who think you're crazy for wanting more. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them stay where they are. Your dream wasn't given to them. It was given to you. And you've got to protect it. Like a seed, it needs time, care, and patience. It needs work. It needs your belief, even when you have no proof. Especially 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 when you have no proof. That's when it counts the most. When everything around you says it's not going to happen and you still show up. The people who achieve great things aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who took their dreams seriously, even when the odds were against them. They invested in it. They made room for it. They said no to distractions, to small thinking, to comfort. Because your dream is not a side hustle. It's not a backup plan. It's not something you do when everything else is done. Your dream deserves your best energy. Your dream deserves your time, your focus, your commitment. Don't wait for permission to go after it. Don't wait until you feel ready. The truth is, you'll never feel 100% ready. And if you keep waiting, life will pass you by. The clock is ticking, whether you act or not, but you have a choice. You can look back one day with regret, or you can look back with pride and say, I gave everything I had. Because nothing haunts you like the dream you didn't chase. Not the dream you tried and failed at. That teaches you. But the one you abandoned without a fight, that's the one that hurts. You have something inside of you that the world needs, and when you pursue your dream, you give other people permission to pursue theirs. You lead by example. You shine your light and remind others that their light matters too. So don't play small. Don't shrink to fit in. Don't water down your vision just because others can't see it. Stand tall. Speak life into your dream. Defend it. Work for it. Be loyal to it. Because it was born from your soul. That's not just a phrase. It's a mindset, a way of life, a code for champions. It means you keep rising no matter how many times you're knocked down. Life will test you. It will hit you hard, unexpectedly, without warning. Sometimes it's rejection. Sometimes it's betrayal. Sometimes it's failure. So heavy it makes you question everything. But the people who make it, the ones who win, who grow, who rise above, are the ones who refuse to stay down. Everybody falls. That's not the question. The question is, will you get back up? Will you fight back when you've been hit with disappointment, with loss, with heartbreak, with fear? Will you rise even when it hurts? Even when nobody's clapping? Even when the voice in your head tells you it's over? Because those moments, the ones where you feel like quitting, are where your character is built. That's where strength is forged. That's where hunger gets tested. It's easy to move forward when things are going well, when the sun is shining and doors are opening. But who are you when it all falls apart? Who are you when your plan doesn't work? When the business fails? When you get cut from the team or denied the loan or hear no after no? That's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you discover if you've got the heart to keep standing, to keep showing up, to keep fighting for what you believe in. Some people fall once and never try again. They let one failure define them. They let one bad chapter convince them the whole story is over. But the greats, the ones who leave a legacy, they fall over and over and still choose to rise. They learn, they grow, they adapt. They fall 7 times and get up 8, 9, 10, however many times it takes. Because the goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. The goal is resilience. The goal is to become unbreakable. Not because you never get hit, but because you never stay down. You've got to develop the muscle to rise mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because setbacks will come. That's life. That's the cost of chasing something worth having. Every stumble is an opportunity to become sharper, tougher, wiser. Every fall is a test of your vision. How bad do you want it? How deep is your hunger? Will you do what it takes when it's no longer comfortable, no longer exciting, when nobody is watching? You don't lose when you fall. You lose when you quit. You lose when you surrender to fear, to doubt, to disappointment. But as long as you get up one more time than you fall, you're still in the game. You're still growing. You're still becoming who you're meant to be. And the more you rise, the stronger you become. Every time you stand back up, you prove to yourself that you can. You build confidence, not through success alone, but through struggle, through endurance, through persistence. There's power in getting up. There's pride in it. There's victory in it. The world respects it. Life rewards it, because life will always knock you down. It wants to know if you've got the guts to rise again. So you've got to make that decision. You've got to commit to it. You've got to train your mind to say, I don't care what happened yesterday. I'm standing up today. You've got to keep showing up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when it seems pointless. You've got to show up, because the fight is not over unless you say it is. That means give everything you've got while you're here. Don't hold back. Don't save your best ideas, your boldest dreams, your deepest gifts for later. Later isn't promised. One day your time will run out, just like mine will, just like everyone's will. But the question is, when your story ends, will you leave behind regrets, or will you leave behind a legacy? Will you take your music to the grave, or will you pour it out into the world while you still have the chance? So many people die with dreams still inside them. They kept waiting for the perfect moment, for the right time, for someone to tell them it's okay. But the truth is, there's never a perfect moment. The right time is always now. You were given something special, an idea, a voice, a vision, a gift. And it's not meant to stay locked up inside of you. It's not meant to be hidden behind fear or tucked away behind doubt. It's meant to be shared, meant to be used, meant to serve others, meant to change lives. You're not here to just go through the motions. You're not here to play it safe and hope life doesn't get too hard. You're here to make a difference, to leave a mark, to live in such a way that when people speak your name, they remember impact, not potential. There's a reason you were born in this time, in this place, with your set of talents, your set of struggles, your unique perspective. Don't you dare waste it. Don't you dare take it lightly. Every day you wake up is another chance to give more, grow more, love more, build more. Another chance to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. The graveyard is full of inventions never built, books never written, businesses never launched, songs never sung, speeches never given, lives never lived. Don't add your name to that list. Don't let fear convince you to play small. Don't let failure from the past convince you it's too late. It's not too late. As long as you're breathing, there's more inside of you. And the goal is to let it all out, to empty yourself, to squeeze every ounce of greatness from your life so that when your final day comes, you're not leaving behind unused ideas. You're leaving behind legacy, lessons, love, and impact. Too many people are walking around tired, frustrated, anxious, not because they're doing too much, but because they're not doing what they were meant to do. They're surviving, not thriving. They're busy, but not fulfilled. Because deep down, they know they're capable of more. They know there's something inside them that's being ignored. And the longer you ignore it, the louder it gets. It shows up as restlessness, as regret, as anxiety, as that nagging feeling that something, but it's not something out there. It's something in you trying to come out. You've got to stop waiting for clarity and start moving with courage. You've got to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start using what's in your hands. You've got to stop hiding and start creating. Start speaking. Start building. You've got to stop pretending you're fine, living a life of half effort, and start living with intention, with passion, with full commitment. Because the truth is, you were never meant to just exist. You were meant to shine, to inspire, to elevate everyone who comes across your path. And you can only do that when you stop holding back. Living full means loving fully, serving boldly, risking failure, embracing growth, and giving your whole heart to the journey. It means showing up with energy, with honesty, with fire. It means saying yes to the hard things, to the scary things. It means living so intentionally that you don't just make a living, you make a difference.